My name is Sarah Miller, and I live in a quiet suburb of Cedar Springs, Ohio, with my teenage son, Ethan, who just turned 17. My husband, Mark, passed away 3 years ago after a long battle with cancer. Ever since, it's just been me and Ethan navigating life, learning to heal one day at a time. Ethan is a kind kid, funny, athletic, and loyal to his friends. One of his closest buddies is Ryan, a boy I've known since their elementary school days. Ryan often visited our home. He was polite and always offered to help around the house. But behind his warm smile, I sensed something was off. There was a heaviness in his eyes, a kind of sadness he tried hard to hide. One Friday evening in late October, just as I was finishing dinner, I heard a knock on the door. Ethan opened it, and I saw Ryan standing there, holding a small duffel bag. He looked exhausted and pale. "Hey, Mrs. Miller," he said quietly. "Can I crash here tonight? My dad and I had another fight." I nodded immediately. "Of course, honey. You're always welcome here." Ryan smiled weakly and thanked me. I could see he was trying to keep it together. Ethan led him upstairs to the guest room while I made some extra pasta for dinner. Later that night, as the boys ate and played video games, I overheard Ryan telling Ethan about his father's drinking problem. It broke my heart. After they went to bed, I sat in the living room, thinking about how many kids like Ryan go through pain silently. I remembered the nights when Mark was sick and Ethan would sit quietly by the window, pretending to be strong for me. The thought made my chest tighten. The next morning, I found Ryan in the kitchen making coffee. He apologized for showing up so suddenly. "It's okay," I told him. "You're safe here." That became the beginning of something unexpected. Ryan started spending more weekends at our house, sometimes for a night, sometimes two. He became like family. He helped mow the lawn, joined us for movie nights, and even painted the garage with Ethan during summer break. But as months passed, I realized something deeper was happening, not between Ryan and me, but within our family dynamic. Ethan seemed happier. His grades improved. He started volunteering at the animal shelter, and I could tell he was proud to be part of something stable again. One evening, during dinner, Ethan looked up and said, "Mom, I think Ryan's been through more than we realize. Maybe we can help him talk to someone." That was when I truly saw my son growing into a compassionate young man. I nodded, and together, we talked to Ryan about counseling. At first, he resisted, but after a long conversation on the porch under the starlit sky, he agreed. Ryan's journey wasn't easy. His father entered rehab, and Ryan spent months between our home and his. But one spring morning, I got a text from him that said, "Greater than, thank you for giving me a place where I could finally breathe." Those words stayed with me. Years later, Ryan graduated from college with honors and dedicated his thesis to the people who believed in second chances. Ethan and I were in the front row that day, cheering the loudest. Looking back now, I realize that the night Ryan showed up on our doorstep wasn't about inconvenience, it was fate. That moment reminded me that family isn't always bound by blood but by kindness, empathy, and shared healing. It taught me that when we open our doors with love, we might end up opening hearts that the world forgot to care for. And that's how one quiet night changed all of our lives, forever.